The uprise with ChatGPT and all other AIs have had a big and colossal impact on humanity and how we think, how we process information, how we learn. It is something that we aren't experienced with. We still don't know fully what the repercussions are of putting all our focus, all our tasks, all our mental brain power onto it so you can focus on other things. That's how evolution has done it. All the revolutions that we have had, like the industrial revolution, you took something that you were doing and put it on something else, so you had time to do something else, something more important. But now with AI, the tricky thing is that AI can do everything for you, so you don't even need to do anything else, even though that's not the point that it is at today, but it probably will be in the future. And with that said, I have to say I have probably become too dependent on AIs, on ChatGPT and other AIs. I don't think this is only me. I am admitting this fact because I have realized that I don't even journal that often anymore. I remember last year and the year before that, I almost journaled every night about things that I had in my mind and such. I went through my thoughts and processed them and broke them down and how I can solve them and such. But now I don't even do that anymore. One, I probably just because I don't feel like it. I'm tired at night. Just want to go to sleep. Two, because I don't need to do it that much even, because all those thoughts that would have been stuck in my brain 1 or 2 years ago, I have already processed them because I gave them to ChatGPT and asked him what he would have done in the situation or how he would help me. Because, I mean, it is so much easier, I guess, to have a thought that is in your mind that is bothering you, something that is bothering you. You give it to ChatGPT. It's like a therapist, I guess. You give it to ChatGPT, it gives you a solution. That's also what these YouTube videos do. They give you solutions to the problems you're experiencing. And this leads you to doing it more and more because, I mean, it gives you a straight answer if you ask for a straight answer. So you can think about it like this. 100 years ago, when you had a problem, you had to experience and experiment again and again and again to try to find out what is the problem. Because if nobody else knew about what was the problem, what you need to do to solve that problem. If there was someone, you could have probably gotten a mentor or somebody else that would have taught you to do that, and then you would have known how to do that. Then came TVs and such. Sure, there was some teaching involved there. Obviously, books in the 16th century, when they came more publicly available, they also helped. So the 100 years ago probably isn't that accurate, but you still did a lot of experimenting back then, I think. But now YouTube, in the beginning of the 21st century, that's caused people to just search up more easily what is the problem they're experiencing and what is the solution, because why waste your time trying to solve something? But that already decreased the new people, the people that use YouTube and such, their capacity to solve their problem solving skills, because they put all that knowledge, all that need, all that stress, all that anxiety on another thing, a video that solved it for them. Sure, they needed to still do the thing, but the video solved it. Now, AI, this is the interesting part. YouTube videos, that was for a big public. There was a lot of people watching that. It wasn't specifically for one single person. But with AI, you can customize it to your own full needs. That would be like you had a YouTuber that would be specifically doing it for you. Like, it knows your name, it knows who you are, it knows what you like, everything like that. That's if you give it the information. It's a personal assistant. That's what it is, and that's how it should be used also. It should be used for some tasks that you do not want to do, or some tasks that are arbitrary, that just are quick, just get it done, because why would you waste your time on it? But for more important tasks, like thinking through actual problems you are having in your life, some problems that will affect what your life decisions are, what your life path is, that maybe isn't the best thing to put on an AI, some outer system than yourself, because you don't still know what they have coded into this. Sure, they seem innocent, they seem like they aren't biased in any sort of way. Well, we don't know. It still sometimes doesn't give the answer you are looking for. So for things that are pretty arbitrary, sure, give it to AI, let it solve it. But for things that are important for your life, you can ask for feedback from the AI but still do most of the thinking yourself. And this, putting all this on YouTube and AI and such, it has taken so much from you, because now our brain capacity to solve a problem, to think, even our attention, because if we have a problem, we don't want to focus on it, we don't want to spend useless time trying to solve it when AI can just do it. So that leads people to doing, when they have math in school, they take the problem directly into AI, it solves it for them. That is not the way to go about it. You don't learn from that. This is about learning and about becoming a better human. If you just put it all on AI, you don't learn yourself. It's the AI that does the work. I am not against AI in any sort of way. Don't take that away from this video. I do use AI myself, and that's why I made this video, because I have realized in my thinking patterns, in my ways of doing things, that I always, for some reason, use AI. I used to journal more, now I don't do that as much, and I'm thinking of maybe trying to get back into that more, because just to increase my brain power, just to start rotating these gears in my brain again that have been stilled. And AI, that can be good. AI can be good to explain, as I probably said in my last video, to explain some things in stories. Stories are really good for us to learn. Here we have some stories also. They're really good for us to learn, because, we learn as humans from stories. That's what we told each other around the campfire 10,000 years ago. We told stories to tell about dangers, to tell about something that is happening, something has happened, something interesting, to learn about that. So we learn from stories really well. So that's good for AI. You put that on AI so they can tell you stories, tell you examples on how to learn something. That's actually, I still haven't gone to that part. I am that lazy that I just put a problem directly to AI. Don't get me wrong, I use AI to help me, but I don't use it to do all the work, because I don't want to have it doing everything. That takes the fun of it, and it also removes all the learning from the learning process. So the learning process is fully useless for you. So I use AI if I have a problem, if I have a question in school or something like that. I put it to AI, but I tell it to specifically not tell me the answer. Tell me how to think about it, how to process the information, how to break it down into smaller pieces so I can solve the problem on my own. Sure, it's with some feedback, it's with some help, but it's not it giving me answers, because by just giving me answers, I learn less than at least trying to do something. Because that's a skill most of us have forgotten in this day and age. Just experimenting, just trying, just risking, just going for it and trying. And if it doesn't work, then you try again and again and again and again until it works. That's the lessons that many people try to teach you and everybody else, but nobody listens because everybody's lazy. Everybody just wants to party, everybody just wants to hang out, everybody just wants to do some stupid things that fry their dopamine, because their dopamine is already so fried that they can't focus on a single task at a single moment, at a single point in time. They have to have 50 things doing at the same time, multitasking, because they can't focus on one thing. That is not human, that is not good. We humans are coded to focus on one single thing at a time, because that is just the way we are. Sure, we can realize a distraction about, oh, there's a lion there, when we're focused on getting our food, so then we obviously focus on what is most important. But multitasking, if you didn't know, is just your focus. You try to do two things at a time, but you aren't actually doing two things at a time. You're doing one thing at a time, but you're switching between them per second. So you are doing this, then you're doing that, then you're doing this, then you don't have both of them at the same time, you know. That's just not how it works. So that also has another problem. Attention residue, as I told you in my last video, it's when your focus, your attention is stuck on the same thing. You keep on thinking about it after some time. So when I try to multitask, I have a video here, I'm doing something here, I'm trying to do two things at the same time, I'm looking at the video, then I'm trying to do this. How is it that often when you try to write something, or I have erased what I last wrote on a paper, then I try to write something again, my brain, for some reason, is stuck on what I wrote before. So then, how many times has that happened that you write something and then you write the same thing again that you need to erase again because you're not focused on the thing you're trying to do, you're focused on what has happened. And that's the problem with multitasking. You don't have enough speed to change between these two things so you can focus on the thing at hand. That's why also when I write something on the computer and I have just looked at a video or hear something in my brain or in my headphones, that happens that I write exactly that thing even though I'm thinking about something else. My fingers are working from what I hear, not what I'm thinking. That's the problem. It works from your focus, not what you're thinking from. So that's why you should not multitask. And that's why also you should take a step back from AI, because you need to use that. You need to get back to your focus so you can actually process things and become better in that way. Use AI well, use it wisely, but don't let it take over your whole life.